What's up, everybody? Little Big Robot's back with another. This isn't a little robot. This is a aircraft, but it goes with the other little robots in this series. This is the V-33 Stork carrier from the new Amain series. I will have it in the title of this video. I am forgetting it completely. Anyway, it's a very cool, fun series of new mecha stuff. I'll give you there you go. It's been fun. So that's the hero suit and the main guy and stuff like that. And they use these aircraft to be dropped into combat. This is 172 scale. They also have some 148 scale larger kits. I've got one of those. I've got a couple of those reviewed on this channel, so go check that out. This is really cool because it's basically a plane. Now, granted, it is a scale of 172, but if you really look at it, it can be almost scale agnostic. You do have the little, this will give you an idea of the size of a person in this world. So that's 172. You know, not tiny, by any means, not tiny, but really, it's nice to have kind of a smaller scale because you can fit more on the shelf. You can represent a little bit more on the shelf. But this is just a really cool, like I said, almost a scale agnostic craft. And I'm telling you, I think this thing, after a few years or a year or whatever, people be looking back on this fondly, be like, man, I wish I had 3 or 4 of those things. Because you could use them in war games, you could probably use them in all sorts of stuff. So even though the human could be a certain size in there, it's kind of blank a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like the human could be a little larger or a little smaller and still work with this cockpit. It's a real basic build. It's just a VTOL thing. You know, it has a takeoff and landing. The landing gear you don't retract. You simply take it off and replace it with the retracted version. Right now I have it in the landed version. So let's say it was going to take off, whatever it be in the landed version, and then take off. What's been really cool is they provided an entire stand with it. Don't ignore the blue stuff, that's a different review underneath there. But they have an entire stand they give you. I wish more and more model kits would just provide a stand. Some Gunpla does and some doesn't. So you see, the point is you'll grab one of the kits, one of the suits, hooks on there, and it carries it into combat, which is really cool. It's not, they don't just fly around like Gundam, like, you know, rocket ships everywhere. They actually have to be carried into combat. So this series has been a little bit more quote-unquote realistic, set in the near future. Japan's been taken over by different countries, etc., etc., and I'll let you go watch it. But I love this carrier. I thought it was a really neat model. It's not too cheap, $35 somewhere in there. So for that, you're not necessarily getting something that large, but you're going to be getting a couple extra bits. These can work on some of the other suits that you get in the series. So you get actually some parts for one of the other suits. So I'm going to definitely keep those. But it's just a really, really simple build. Big chunky parts. Again, though, with these kits, I've found that they do show there is a lot of opportunities. They're using a lot of these colors of plastic and stuff that really do show nub marks, so be aware of that. I build these quick and dirty and fast because I have a bunch of these things to review, so I build them really quick just to get them out and get them done. So even with the nub marks, so you can see here and here, it still looks good. And like I said, this is a cool, I think this will probably pop up. I think this will probably be one of those ones that people wish they had 5 or 6 of these, because you could see these, even just on a shelf as a display, they're cool. It's a cool craft, but also you could see these being used in other ways. Games, other model builds, stuff like that, military looking stuff. So really, really cool. I would say that it's a little bit of a chancy build here and there because you've got these 2 parts that go together and you have to be really careful. But other than that, let me see if I can get this little missile pod open here, because it has, right here is a little missile pod. You can open this, and there's a missile inside. You can probably see that better than what I'm showing you. Let's see here. Trying to get the light. There we go. So you can see the missile in there. The problem is this door is really kind of floppy and loose, and it's not really sturdy. So, and you've also got to do that to open it every time. So I imagine a lot of people just leave it open or not. It's kind of a nice little touch, but really primitive. The little V2L vents in the back open it, or move up and down. But they have, I don't know if you can see that, they're basically empty. So what I'm talking about is right here. You can see that that's an empty, so you can see the emptiness, but it's not real noticeable. Everything's real basic, real chunky, real easy build, lots of fun. This is like I said, I would grab at least one of these if you can ever find them on sale or whatever. Grab a couple. because this will be a very, this is just a cool plane, period. Doesn't matter what series it comes from. It's just a generic, cool looking sci-fi plane. So that's what I'd say, is go pick you up a couple. I'm not regretting it. If I ever see these things on sale, I'm buying more, because these are going to be fantastic. And with the stand, I mean, I have plenty of stands, but the fact that it comes with one, you can throw it up on your shelf and be done with it. So not bad. Have a good one, everybody.